A Pro Preferred Heart of the Hide. The differences are mainly just the leather. They're basically the same exact glove, just this is 13 here and this is 12 3/4. This is the glove gulag. They're going head to head. Which one is better? Which one is more durable? Which one is lighter, heavier, more comfortable? We're gonna talk about everything. The goal is for these gloves to make it to the glove list. I have a top 3 list for infield, outfield, and third base. This is the Rawlings Heart of the Hide Bryce Harper model, 13 inches. I personally think that it's kind of ugly. The hand-sewn welting helps because it's kind of cool, but honestly, the gray, black, and gold, I just think it looks kind of gross. Anyway, you can see both gloves have an H-web. From the palm shot here, you can see that they actually have the same shape. Like I said, just slightly different sizes. This Pro Preferred is actually the Ronald Acuna model. It's 12 3/4, and I like the look of this one much more. Really, the gold kind of overdoes it for me in general, but this one's easier to overlook. I think this looks cool. For those who don't know, Pro Preferred leather is kip, and then Heart of the Hide leather is actually steer hide. This is gonna cost you like $380, while this is just $300 even. I can't overlook that the Heart of the Hide has the hyper shell on it. I don't necessarily think I like the look of it here, but it's supposed to make the glove lighter. Anyway, you guys, we need to go break this glove in. Okay, so to compare the gloves, they both need to be broken in like pretty similarly. So we're gonna get them both practice ready, because that's kind of where this glove is at right now. I wouldn't call this game ready, but I can definitely play catch, take practice with it. Right now, this is just kind of a rock. I just took the tags off. Let me know if you like these shorts, because if you guys do, I'm gonna throw them up on the website, ballgloveking.com, of course. I'm actually kind of liking these big white laces. I don't think I've had a glove with white laces ever. This might seem kind of dumb, but one thing I do often to just speed up the process like a ton is use one of these bad boys. It's like 25 pounds. Again, it might seem silly, but it's like very effective, because if something just is heavy and it's not like sharp edges or anything, so it won't damage the glove, it works. With this one, you have to be careful not to like destroy your wrist. You have to make sure you're not like too stiff and not too loose, or you just like break your wrist while you're doing it. 1,000 catches each. They look pretty similar. This one looks worse, but it's really not. So when the glove wears down, it almost turns gray. And this glove is blue and this glove is gray, so it's way less noticeable on our Heart of the Hide. But let me remind you, the gloves are the same. We need to focus only on leather. Which one is better? To get to that point, let me describe both of these in detail first. So a Rawlings Heart of the Hide is typically gonna be a little bit thicker, and the leather is just almost slightly softer. This is like classic OG great leather. Steer hide is like a great choice. And in my experience, the Heart of the Hide is almost always more durable than the Pro Preferred. With that being said, Rawlings has 100% improved the quality and like durability of Pro Preferreds over the years. So that's a big plus, but the other thing is that these gloves are ridiculously comfortable. Kind of a big claim, but I think I would confidently say that the Rawlings Pro Preferred is the most comfortable glove that you can buy. Like the best word I would use to describe it is luxury. It just feels like elite. It's amazing. So with that being said, is comfort more important or durability? I think the simple answer is durability, but there's a problem. The thing is, all leather comes from animals and it's gonna be a little bit different. You can't make it like 100% the same every single time. Some leather will actually be oiled, therefore, two Heart of the Hides can feel way different because one is oiled, one is not. Just so you know, when a glove is oiled, it's gonna be softer. It's definitely really comfortable, but I'm not a huge fan of it for durability reasons. Here's what I'll say. If you take one of each, not oiled, just normal standard leather, Pro Preferred, Heart of the Hide, I think your Heart of the Hide will outlast it most of the time. But the difference is pretty small. It's nothing crazy. It's not like this is trash. But if I had to pick one over the other, HOH, baby. These gloves are super similar, so let's actually run through the pros and cons of both, like combined. Easily, the first pro that I can think of is that Rawlings always has really good lacing. Second positive, that I really like the shape of both gloves, similar to how I really like the shape of a Wilson 1799. Very universal, anybody could use it. With that being said, I think these gloves fit 2 in the pinky much better than they do traditional. It's not that you can't wear it traditional, it's just that the way it's constructed, I do think it's better 2 in the pinky. Both gloves are very comfortable. They have like these padded thumbs, amazing. Obviously this one's like elite. Then for the Heart of the Hide specifically, this hand-sewn welting is a plus. And then just like a bonus thing, 13 inches, I'm a pretty big fan. I think using a 13-inch glove is great as long as your body like fits it, because if you're like really tiny, you're like a small high schooler or just like a freshman or a sophomore, you may want to go 12.5 or 12.75. There's actually only one con, but it kind of applies to all Rawlings gloves out there, so listen in. Most Rawlings gloves, especially the Pro 200 pattern, have wider finger stalls. So this means that people with small hands might not like a Rawlings glove as much because it's going to feel very loose. With that being said, some people really like that loose feeling. Other people want that really tight feeling. If you want a snug glove and you have small or average hands, go with a Wilson. It's not like a huge con because some people are gonna like that. It's just something that you need to know. This is officially the #1 ranked outfield glove, but I'm actually not gonna use this model. I'm not a huge fan of this stuff. Instead, I just use like the all camel leather. It's beautiful. It looks way better than this one. Guys, honestly, the whole time I've used this Pro Preferred, I've just assumed it was gonna be my #1, but neither one is gonna be the bad choice. And good job for Rawlings because they have literally 2 of the top 3 outfield gloves on my website.
Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of your time and commitment to me.